Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Krisha.
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. What is this, episode 7? 6? 7?
Seven.
6? 7? The Snatch Game.
Yes, came a lot earlier than we expected.
Yeah, like 11 queens. That was, I was shocked we did it this soon.
Like, yep, because not a lot of queens got a lot of airtime.
Yeah. And I'm like, I understood why with season 15, because, they split it into two. They did 7 and 7. I'm like, okay, cool. We
Right,
did two Snatch Games. But with this season, 11 of Queens is a lot. They should have waited till at least there was 9 or 8.
right,
That's the sweet spot. Maybe 10. We've had a few with 10, but 11?
right. Even if they just did it, All Stars way with the family feud type.
Oh, like they do with UK versus the World. I would love for them to do something different with the main franchise. They tried it with, what was the Snatch Game at Sea? And then, of course, All Stars gets, what's that thing?
Snatch Game of Love.
Yeah, Snatch Game of Love, which I think is actually pretty cute. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like Snatch Game of Love. I do.
Right. It's a smaller cast.
Yeah.
So,
Or they'll wait till there's only 6 or 8 queens to do it.
right.
Because that was the thing with All Star 6. It was damn near the end of the season because they waited for only 6 queens to be there so they could boom boom.
Boop, boop, boop.
But yes, honey, before we get into, just remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We want to keep growing. We want to reach that 1,000. And the only way we can do it is if you hit that button. Okay, go ahead, hit that button. Now, I'm going to let you go first. What did you think of this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race?
Somebody was drinking a lot of the delusional tea.
Including the judges, because what was up with the judging this episode?
Yeah. Somebody snuck some delusional pills in everybody's drinks.
My God, it was strong today. Like, this episode put a really bad taste in my mouth, because, I've been enjoying this season, and I still like this season. But this episode really didn't leave such a good taste in my mouth.
I think because there were so many queens, there may have been some like isms or things that like we didn't get a chance to see that they did because they were trying to like focus on one queen or the other. But I'm just kind of like, what do you mean they did so good? I didn't think they did so good.
But we're going to talk about it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into this episode, honey. So we started off after the elimination of Hormona Lisa. Yes. Everyone is sad except for Corey. Corey was ecstatic. They read her message, they go sit down, and then they congratulate Ariete for winning the last week's challenge. Mm-hmm. And Crystal is yet again plucked that she didn't win.
Did they think that they were gonna just show up and win?
I don't know. But I will say Crystal did a good job in the competition. So it's just like, I can see it too, especially if I've been in there like killing it. And I'm like, oh, how much more do I need to give? Especially in her case, she almost won 3 times. So I would be sitting there too like, okay, all right. What we doing here, Ru? You're playing with me. Don't play with me now. But yes, they put their outfits in the recycling bin, which I don't think I would have. I would have took mine home. Or for the camera, put it in there, and they'd be like, "Did we get it? Oh, okay. Now let me take this back out."
And that might have been what they did, was just do it for the camera.
Yeah. Because I want to take this home. Like, I want to make it. I want to do my photo shoot, yada yada, etc., etc.
Right.
Even if it's terrible and it damn near sent me home, I'm like, no, I'm going to take a photo shoot in this. So, Sam and also Corey, honestly, are probably the only two that aren't as delusional as the others, because everybody else is praising Lana for an amazing job that she did in that lip sync. And Sam and Corey's like, are we sure she, like, yes, she beat Hormona. But did she just go out there and slay the boots down? Yes, Mama God. No.
I mean, there's nothing against Lana Del Rey, but yeah, that wasn't that great. Neither was this last one.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. But yes, the queens come in the next day in the workroom, and Hormona left them a little gift. It was
she left the stiff wig. Stiff wig. Right there.
RuPaul enters the workroom and announces that this week we'll be playing the Snatch Game. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. So, to help them get ready for the Snatch Game, we're having the winner of Global All-Stars Season 1, because I'm putting it out there, we're going to get more seasons of it, Alyssa Edwards. But it was so funny to me the way they chopped Sam's voice together to say Global All-Stars winner. I'm like, girl, we could tell y'all chopped that girl's voice up to get that sentence out. It's happened several times where I've caught the production like, you just put that sentence together. They didn't say that. You just took 3 different clips in. And that's exactly what it said. Global All-Stars winner. Oh my goodness. But yes, Alyssa was here. And honestly, for Snatch Game, I was shocked Alyssa was here. Like, next week's the Rusical. That would have been a perfect time to bring Alyssa in.
Right.
But, you know, she's never really done, like, great in Snatch Game, except for All-Stars 2, and that was decent at best.
Well, she might still show up for the Rusical if there is one.
Yeah. But, you know, they brought Vanjie in one time. You know, Vanjie. Yeah, they have one next week. You know, they brought Vanjie in a few years ago, and, you know, she bombed. Each time she's done it. So I guess she's there to tell them what not to do.
Exactly.
So, in the midst of their
walkthrough, she even said while she was there, she was like, you know, I've gotten close. I've bombed completely, and I've done right in the middle.
So, one of my favorite moments of this episode was when RuPaul called out Corey for these shoes, honey.
These dancing shoes.
Now, listen, I didn't have a problem with the shoe, but RuPaul walked over to Corey's station, picked up the shoe, and not only in the midst of all that, that means RuPaul also got another glance at what she brought for the competition. She comes back to the table. And Alyssa's like, oh, was she dancing at them? RuPaul's like, no, she just walking the damn runway. RuPaul is sick of these shoes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just because she's just walking the runway in them.
But one thing I'm really enjoying this season, we're seeing a lot more of RuPaul's personality with the queens. We usually don't see this much. And from my understanding, this is the RuPaul they see in the workroom, but they typically cut the fun silliness out.
The banter.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this season they're like, no, we need to get this Emmy back. So we need to show that RuPaul is a good host, okay?
Right.
But yeah, that cackled me, okay? I cackled so much watching this little scene here. So, they try to... Oh, wait, we already did that. So now it's time for the Snatch Game. Dun, 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 dun. I can't do the voice. Dun, 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 dun. So, for this Snatch Game, we had Alyssa Edwards and Gay I as our contestants playing. So, before we get into how each individual Snatchler did, what did you think of the Snatch Game as a whole?
Honestly, I couldn't really get an honest read on it just because there were so many queens and it was just so much going on. And I'm like, no. There was a lot of empty space, I know that much.
Thank God for the few queens that did good.
Yep.
And it was like 4 out of the 11 did good.
How?
4 of the 11 did good. Which leaves 7 not so good.
Wanted.
Alright, let's get into it. So at first we had Acacia Forgot as Trisha Paytas. Now here's the thing, I thought she was okay, but she wasn't Trisha. That was just Acacia.
Yep.
Now I don't follow Trisha Paytas, but like, she didn't even try to do her voice. Now that's one thing I do know about that lady, her voice. She just talked normally. I'm like, if you're gonna do an impersonation of her, at least mimic the voice. Even if you do it badly, that could be the funny part of it. You're doing the voice so badly.
Right. Because the funny thing is, the person who was doing the baby voice, she could have did the baby voice and got away with Trisha Paytas.
That would have worked so well with Trisha. So well.
I don't follow Trisha. Look, Trisha is very controversial. More ways than one.
She is.
She is Italy. She will flip-flop. And flip-flop.
Up next, we had Susie Toot, who played Ellen Green. And this was bad.
Spectacularly bad.
She wanted to have a Jinx Monsoon moment so bad.
Really?
She wanted to have that little Edie moment so bad. And even when they were getting ready, she was like, oh, I did great. And her in the confession was like, I'm just so tired of them not getting my references. Susie, I know your reference for Ellen Green. I know the reference. I've seen the movie. I've seen other things that she's been in. I know exactly who you're referring to. And it's a chop. The delusion on Susie was so strong this episode.
It was so strong.
Because in my opinion, she should have been lip syncing this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a fan of multiple queens lip syncing, and this would have been an episode. I did the math. 6 of these queens would have been lip syncing for their life tonight. And she was one of them. Acacia was another one too. It would have been Acacia, her, and as we go on, I'll just go ahead and announce the 6. She's number 2. That would have been up for elimination, okay? And it irritated me, the delusion. And I love a delusional drag queen like Joella. She was a fun delusional queen. Oh, she was so much fun. But Susie... Yeah.
She was just like, nope, I killed this.
Y'all don't get my reference. Apparently Rue didn't either because she wasn't laughing.
Exactly. Because my thing is like from what was shown was you made the same joke 2 different ways.
Yeah.
Just focusing on the fact that she has this lisp. Okay, we understand. She's got a lisp.
Now make it funny.
But, exactly.
Coming from someone with the lisp, you can make that shit funny.
Exactly. You could have been like, so, what can you find under a bed? And you could have straight up been like, Audrey. Or, suddenly Seymour. And that would have been funny.
But she wanted that Jinx Monsoon moment so bad. But sorry, boo.
Now, I was on TikTok, and there were a lot of people who were like, Susie was not being delusional. She was doing everything right. I don't understand. I'm like,
I'm glad I didn't see that because, baby, I would have to read them down.
Y'all are drinking the Kool-Aid, too. Oh,
there's people on Twitter that were talking about, I'm done watching the season because Crystal went home. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm hurt that she went home, too, because she shouldn't have left. But not to the point where we're throwing up the whole season. No, this season's been great, okay?
Right.
And this is the first WTF moment we've had, elimination-wise, this season.
Right.
Because, RuPaul loves to give us those. But then again, RuPaul knows what she's doing. She knew sending Crystal home would cause this reaction.
Exactly. Because
oh yeah, they're gonna be stirring up a muck on the internet.
Exactly. Because another thing I saw on the Ticks of Talks was the fact that they were like, there's a formula to this, and if somebody's not engaging, then that's somebody that they're gonna send home. And according to that person, they were like, Crystal was not engaging in anything. She was kind of like a forgotten cast member for a while, so of course she got sent home.
And see, I can see that, but at the same time, Crystal has been doing well enough to where me as a producer, I'll have been like, no, let's keep her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is doing well, and maybe as the herd thins, she'll pop then.
Right, her personality will come out.
Yeah, because some people just don't do well in a group of 15 other queens.
Right.
But in a group of 8 other queens, they can be like, hey, But yeah, let's get Susie off the screen. Up next, we have Lexi Love being Gilbert Gottfried. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
There were so many places they could have went. Oh, my face! Oh, God! Like, even if you don't get the voice right, may he rest in peace. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you don't get the voice right, there were still so many things you could have pulled from. Gilbert Gottfried was in
so many projects.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was in Aladdin. He was in Aladdin the Show. He was in freaking Pee-wee's Playhouse.
The way I would have showed up dressed as Iago.
I'd have pulled a little play parrot out. Genie! I missed you!
Put a parrot on one shoulder, then put that damn duck on the other shoulder. And it could be the good voice is the duck, the bad voice is the parrot.
Do you think I meant this? Yeah, I think you meant this. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and then my biggest thing is she just gave up. And the fact that they praised her for it is what irritated me as well. Like, what do you mean? Mm-hmm. She was so bad, it was good again. Don't get me wrong. I started chuckling how bad she was doing. But it still didn't erase how bad she was doing. She would have been queen number 3 in the lip sync, okay?
I think it would have been like the whole back row, except for one.
So far, the whole back row. So far, the whole back row. We're going to break that with the next one. But so far, the whole back row would have been up for elimination. Y'all better get your hands to yourself together, okay? You better get them together.
My hands to myself.
So let's move on to Sam Starr, who was Kim Gravel. I thought she did a great job. My only issue is Kim is too similar to who Sam actually is. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of felt like watching Sam be Sam.
Right. But they have the same critique about us when we do black characters.
Oh, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. Oh, because I got
2 more seconds. Because we got one more we got to add to that panel of people supposed to be lip syncing.
Oh, yeah. She's next. Mm-hmm. Number 4 is next.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought she did a decent job.
The funny thing was she... I don't know who Kim Gravel is, but who I got was like Susie Orman. Mm-hmm. That's who I got from it. But either way, it was still funny. It was still good. And I got a sense of who Kim Gravel was just from her portrayal of her.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, I thought she did a really good. I thought she did a really good job, especially compared to what else we got.
Most of the people.
Speaking of what else we got, here's number 4 out of the 6 queens who would have been lip syncing if I was judging.
Somebody else who just gave up.
Rosa Parks, who was betrayed by Lana Del Rey, who was really thrown off by that one joke that RuPaul beat her to.
Right.
I'm like, now, I've never done Snatch Game. I've never done anything in the lane of Snatch Game. I've done a few improv, etc., but nothing impersonating a celebrity. Mm-hmm. But you got thrown off because someone beat your joke?
Right. Okay. You should
There's
have
so many responses you could have
ways.
had to, is the bus still running?
Right. Is the bus still running? Baby, I don't know. I went to jail. Or, well, apparently, or no, not quite, not so much after I went to jail. Apparently, we had to boycott. Something. You could have been informative, but funny and irreverent at the same time. There have been lots of queens who've done that.
I would have probably went down the line. I don't know. Apparently, you got me in the back of the damn bus right now, so how am I supposed to know? But yeah, it was just...
I'm a little sick back in the back of the bus is swaying.
I wouldn't have chose Rosa Parks. I feel like there's certain characters that just won't translate well to Snatch Game, and I feel like Rosa Parks is one of them.
Exactly. Playing historical characters is risky. Like you get away with the King Charleses. You get away
with the ones that happened centuries ago. But when you're dealing with someone that's literally like 50 years ago, not even that,
60 years ago at this point, roughly, that's too close because we know who they are. They just died like maybe less than a decade ago.
So yeah, this was not a great choice. And then I watched the pit stop, and her mother was on there, Lux near London, and apparently she left her Rosa Parks outfit at home, so she had to come up with this on the spot. And I'm like, well, I'm glad she was able to find something to put together for Rosa Parks. I wish she would have. You know what? I left my costume at home. Let's do something else.
Right.
Because to me, if I prepared Rosa Parks, I get to Drag Race and I realize I left Rosa Parks at home. To me, that would have been a sign. I'm like, okay, so I need to change Rosa Parks. Right. It's not meant for me to do Rosa Parks. Nope. But I do got Eddie Murphy here. Let me go put on Mr. Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying?
Because the thing is, they're like, oh, if you do somebody where we don't know their voice, but we know a little bit.
I'm finna say her voice. A quick search, you can find Rosa Parks' speaking voice. It's not hard to find.
Well, when they say voice, they don't necessarily mean like audible voice. You mean like personality, background, those types of things. Because you could sit here and do, Queen Anne of Normandy and be like, well, we don't know who she is, so she could have been a queen.
Like. We don't know what she was behind closed doors.
Exactly. Her lifestyle is up for interpretation. And you could sit there and do stuff like that. Oh, I'm Nefertiti, and you could play her like she was just the Black Cleopatra and been like, oh, Cleopatra said she had Mark Antony first. Little did she know.
I always thought, and I'm going to be mad if somebody does this, but in my mind, I'm like, if I really had to do Snatch Game, it would either be Wendy Williams because I have her mannerisms down. Free Whitney! Free Whitney, Lord. Free Wendy. I'm not sure if you've seen the mess online, but get that girl. There ain't nothing wrong with Wendy. Get her out of there. Shit.
Oh, no. I saw an interview she had with TMZ.
There ain't nothing wrong with her. Get her out of there.
The only problem she had was she just looked her age now.
That's it. And because she has, I forget the name of the disease she has, her face kind of sucked in. But she's fine. The fact that if it's true that the people who put her under the conservatorship really put out a false diagnosis out there to the people, that's fucked up. Because why are you going to lie on that woman's mental health? But hell, Britney's daddy did it to her. Right. So it's just like...
Although now looking at Britney, like, maybe she... maybe not quite so harsh, maybe not make her a workhorse, but maybe she could have stayed with that.
I'm finna say no, with Britney, what I'm seeing now is who Britney was when she got put in there. She never got a chance to become the adult that Britney should have became. Because she stayed at however old she was when she got put under it. And that's what I see.
21. Yeah. Because, like, that's how I feel about some people. I have this theory when it comes to young mothers, and I don't necessarily mean all young mothers. I have this theory that if you become a young mother or a mother at an extremely young age, that is a traumatizing experience, and that becomes the mental age that you just stay in for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of your adult life, even. You just stay as that. Because, you know, I mean, and it's evident in those mothers who were mothers really young, and when their teenager becomes like 15, 16 years old, they think, oh, well, I'm 15, 16 years old too, so now we can dress alike, and I can wear the same mini skirts and tube tops and tank tops that you're wearing, even though I'm 30 plus years old and you're 15, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm. But yes, honey, let's move on over to Thank the Lord. Anya Nerve portraying Eddie Murphy.
This was so funny.
So good. So good. I'm
now,
so
did
glad
they?
you were there.
Was it a little one note for me? Just a little bit.
It was a very one note for me. For me, I really enjoyed the references, the consistency of the character.
I like how they painted their hairline off.
I noticed that watching too. I'm like, Anya. Yes. But, you know, I thought she did great. But what irritated me, I know you didn't watch Untucked. I'm sorry about that. But Susie and Untucked, after weeks of Anya defending her and being right beside her side when everybody else was talking shit about her, had the nerve to say that Anya just played herself. Tell us you don't know who Eddie Murphy is without telling us you don't know who Eddie Murphy is.
That part.
Because these were all Eddie's mannerisms from his different projects.
Exactly.
And I love, without very little coaching, Anya was able to go from each reference to each reference. I think the only one that RuPaul had to pull out was the Hercules.
That was the very first one.
And then the rest, Anya was
on it.
And it's just irritating me because I saw this video from Silky Nutmeg Ganache on Twitter, and I agree with her 1000%. Why is it every time a black queen does an iconic black member of our community, they're always told you're just playing yourself? Right. No, honey. Silky played T.S. Madison. That was T.S. Madison down.
Yep. Anya, I saw that. She did it on TikTok too.
Yeah, that's the one I saw was on TikTok. Anya did Eddie Murphy down. Right. And it just is irritating. And, you know, honestly, it's a form of a microaggression if you ask me.
Oh, definitely a form of a microaggression. And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
And I like Susie, and I don't think she intended to be microaggressive like she was. But hopefully she sees this, learns from this, and grows from it. Because I still like Susie. I do. But that didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Not at all. But
I think a lot of it just stems from the fact that everybody was telling her to her face, like, baby, you didn't do good. Like, it was bad. And you don't understand. You don't get the isms, and that's not what the point of Snatch Game is. The point of Snatch Game is for Ru to laugh. It's for Ru to get it. Funny. This is not an audience-based situation. Sure, your outside audience will get the isms and be like, oh, well, yeah, that was just that. You know, you get a cackle out of me for that. But if Ru's not laughing at you, you sit there, you make a joke, especially one that had the potential to be a good one.
Honestly, when she said it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited.
You had like one that had the potential to be a good one, and it not only did it fall flat, it fell through the floor because you decided to use the same joke more than once. You know, it's only good you got your rule of threes, You can say it once, you say it twice, and you say it one more time, and then that's it, and it's not funny anymore. But in between those times, there has to be something else. There has to be like a buffer in between. So yes, I can say the joke now, but I can't say it again, because if I say it again, it's not going to be as funny. I'm going to say it now, and then I'm going to say it 3 jokes from now, and then I'm going to say the other one 4 or 5 jokes from now, and that'll be the end of it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Anya, you did an amazing job. I know everybody else is telling you that, but we're telling you too. Amazing job. A really, really good Snatch game from you.
Well-deserved win.
Well-deserved. Now, number 5 of the 6 queens I would have had lip-syncing.
The baby.
Ariete portraying Baby Cupid. This is another one that could have been so good.
It had the potential to
like
be
when she was
good.
talking, when she was talking about it in the workroom, and she was doing the voice, then I was like, oh, this could be good. But as soon as RuPaul started trying to volley with her, she just shut down. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm just a baby. What do you mean? I'm just a baby. Now, what would have really made it funny would have been if you'd have did the really deep voice. Kind of like how they do for Herman, Baby Herman on Roger Rabbit. You got the little baby with a really deep voice, and you'd be like, I stopped smoking like 5 years ago. I don't know why I still sound like this. It's crazy.
And see, the way I would have done it, I like your way, and it's probably a mixture of mine as well. I would have been Baby Cupid, but Baby Cupid's been doing this for many years. Mm-hmm. So an old woman would be sitting there. And I need to send you this clip of this lady portraying a siren. I might have on Make Some Noise from Dropout. I'll send it to you. That's the realm of the character I would want to play Baby Cupid. Been doing this for too long. Should have really already retired, but we're still going to keep doing it.
Oh, wait, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Where she laid in front of where she laid in front of... Yeah, that's the way I would have taken Baby Cupid.
It's a little bit of both of us.
Yeah, like, I was like, it's like yours, but just making her old instead of keeping it appearance young.
Come here. Look, I can't... Look, stop throwing arrows a long time ago. I upgraded to an Uzi.
There we go. Oh, I hit the wrong person. They'll be alright.
Right. Okay, look. Maybe if I just shoot over here, then maybe that'll be their perfect match.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm about to get fired.
The boss told me I had one more time.
Oh, man, God said I have one more time to fucking shut up.
Oh, goodness.
And I was gonna get replaced by Baby New Year.
Like, there was so much. Like I said, this was such a great idea. And I really wish she would have.
It's bad that we're over here doing her shit and we're cracking ourselves up.
That'd be my problem. If I'm doing really good at Snatch Game, I'm gonna start laughing at myself.
Exactly.
And RuPaul's gonna be looking at me, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it.
Sorry. I can't help it.
Or you gonna see me with my car and I'll say it and just put my head down and start laughing.
But then you know what's gonna end up happening? Rue's gonna start cackling too. And then they're gonna be like, you were so into it that you started laughing at yourself, which made Rue laugh at you for laughing at yourself. It was perfect. And then guess the fuck what? You end up winning.
Oh wait, but let's move on to...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say you have to have some real talent to be able to like hold yourself together and pull off.
And I don't think I have that talent.
Jinx monsoons.
Yeah.
Because you sit there and you do the little Edie, and then after you do the little Edie, and you turn around and you end up doing
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, and then you sit there and you're like, honey, it's okay, you didn't shoot me. Kid didn't kill me. It wasn't
Honestly, that's the one that it would have been hard for me to hold it in. Like I couldn't have been sitting next to her anywhere. Y'all thought Jada was laughing hard at Jinx. They couldn't cut to me because the whole time I was like, ah!
Oh God! Oh my ribs!
Oh my goodness! Sorry, y'all with headphones. I realized I just screamed. I'm sorry. But yes, up next we have Lydia Butthole Collins as David Lynch. This was fine.
That makeup is
The makeup was a choice.
Frightening. Very much so.
This was very safe. I chuckled a few times.
Yeah. You know, they don't play old people very well. I don't know why they keep picking old people.
I love Anya's reaction to hearing David Lynch. She's like, I heard Lynch and I got scared. I'm like, even then she was bouncing off what was going off in the room in the Eddie Murphy voice.
But
she was honestly, and because of that, Eddie is a really good character, and I'm shocked nobody does that because you can easily just repeat back in Eddie's tone, and it's funny.
Right. I heard Lynch and I got scared. Like, look, and I pulled off a Hercules a couple of times. And I think maybe that's where this thing got her, you're just being yourself from. But at the same time, it's about bringing in your personality to a character. And Anya is very funny.
But like you said, we all know the purpose of Snatch Game is not to do a perfect impersonation. It's to make RuPaul laugh. So although the impersonation may have been great, which I don't think it was, someone who knows your reference, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny.
Because all you did was talk about the dang lisp, and there were no other isms that you pulled in. Doctor.
You could have quoted so many things with her. But anyway, let's move onwards to Jules Sparkle as Miss Big Feet. Great job, Jules.
Oh, yeah.
Great job. This was hilarious. I'm kind of over not doing actual people. I know we just talked about how we would do Baby Cupid, but you know, maybe because I am such a fan of the Match Game, like to this day, I still watch Match Game. It's on, well, I'm not sure if it's, I watch the replays on Hulu, but I still watch the Match Game to this day. So it's just kind of like, can we do actual celebrities, like real people?
Right. You know, in like 3 years, somebody can do like Betty White.
Yeah, I think it's still too soon to do Betty White. Oh, Betty. Betty. Ooh, I could probably do Bay Arthur.
Ooh.
Because we have that very similar dry humor. Very much so. When I get to dress up like her, I'm sorry, but her style in the Golden Girls, I know they always ripped on Dorothy's style. Baby, I would wear that today. Baby, give me her closet.
And then on top of that, you're tall like her, and all you gotta do is put the shoulder pads on.
Yeah, baby, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
Look, with the sack dress, yes.
Dorothy. But yes, Jules, great job.
20 years ago, I would have been Rue McClanahan. Now, I feel more like Rose.
Honestly, I feel like personality-wise, I feel like I'm more of a Rose. Because I'm a hybrid of them two. But, yeah. When
I was cute and little and was a garden tool, I was Rue McClanahan.
Now,
Rue McClanahan and Samantha Jones were my those were my role models.
I need to watch Sex in the City. I keep forgetting to watch Sex in the City. I have it on my list. I have that and the reboot and the 2 movies all listed for me to watch in the right order so that I watch things in order. But I haven't just sit down and did it yet.
I just haven't watched the reboot just because, they
like
killed Big in the first fluffing episode.
I heard that. I wasn't familiar with Big. Well, I'm familiar with Big just from the pieces that I've got. But
there's no.
Yeah, from my understanding, isn't the actor who played Big controversial now?
That, I think, was the reason why they
kind of like how they never mentioned Eddie in the Raven's Home reboot. I'm sorry, in the That's a Raven reboot, Raven's Home. Never mentioned Eddie, not once. And I'm like, y'all could have said the man died. Y'all not friends with him no more. Something. It could have been a throwaway line. Like, remember, that's what happened to Eddie. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
That was Orlando Bloom's character, right?
Yes, that was Orlando Bloom's character. But yeah, so let's move on to Nicole Richie, who Crystal Envy played. And this is the sixth queen who would have been up for elimination.
So dry. And not in a good way.
And not in a good way. And what irritated me the most was when RuPaul asked her what was her dad's favorite song.
You could have straight up said, hello? Is it me you're looking for?
Honestly, it would have been funny if she would have said, oh, you know I love Superstitious.
It's a Stevie Wonder song.
Yeah. You know I freaking love I'm So Tired of Being Alone. You know I love my daddy's music.
Look, and I would have just been like, hello? What do you mean?
No. It would have been funny if, you know how you say hello? Obviously, they probably couldn't air it because of copyright. But I'm like, hello's my favorite song. Hello. It's me.
It's me.
I was wondering.
Sorry.
If after all these years you liked me.
Oh, no. All night long.
Now that's my favorite Lionel Richie song right there. Baby, turn that on. Let's get it.
Wait, you know what would have been? Oh, you know a really good Eddie Murphy reference that was missed and Nicole Richie could have played off of?
I think I know
she
where you're going.
They'd have been like, what's your daddy's favorite song? And I'd have been like, party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
That's where I was going up like, wait, are you going with party all the time? Which, why hasn't that been a lip sync song on Drag Race yet?
Oh my god.
That would be so fun.
Release the rights to it. Him or Arista.
I'm gonna need them to get it together. Give them the coins, because I know they're expensive. Give them the coins. Y'all make millions upon millions per episode.
He got like 6 kids he got to pay child support for.
Yeah.
Even though I think, what's that baby's name? I forgot that baby's name.
I know the one he had with Mel B is grown, but
yeah, I was about to say because I think his youngest, or at least the one he had with Melanie, is like a teenager or an adult now.
I believe she's grown. I have to go look because Mel B will post pictures with her. But yeah.
Oh god, that just makes me feel older because I've watched this child be born, grow up, and is now a damn adult. It's different when it's your nieces and nephews.
It's different when it's your siblings. Because I remember my sister was born in 2000. I
have a 30-year-old niece.
My oldest nephew is 18.
My oldest nephew is, how old am I? I am. So wait, what year is it? We'll do that.
It's 25.
It's 25, which means my oldest nephew will be 35 this year.
Yeah, my oldest nephew is 18. And I remember when my sister was pregnant with him when I was like 6, 7. How old? No, I was like 10. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I just remember her popping up pregnant. It was a big scandal in our family. We're like, ooh, Deja pregnant. Ooh, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? But yeah, Nicole Richie, it was a chop. You would have been number 6 on that stage lip syncing. Now, the person I was shocked was not in the top was Corey King. This was great. Big Inge. But this is one of the ones I wanted to see more of. And I'm like, was this just the best of what Corey did?
Right.
Or did y'all want to justify not putting Corey in the top?
I think she only popped up like once or twice.
So it's either this was the best she did, or they needed to justify not putting Corey in the top.
That part.
But what we saw of Corey was great. So good. Had me cackling. And in the workroom when she said, "Oh, I just got a tan," I'm like, oh God. Better than me, I would have made a Raven joke right there knowing she's in there. Like, I just got a tan like Raven. Anyway, that was our Snatch game. Woo!
Woo! Da, 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 da.
So now let's get to the main stage. Up first, we have our hostess with the mostest, the mother of all mothers, RuPaul. What did you think of Ru and your score?
This gets a D. I don't like this outfit at all. Like the color is cool, but I don't like the fact that the top is so square. She looks like, if you don't look, she looks like she's wearing a muumuu. But then you see, oh, it's cut off and supposed to be like snatching her in, and just that boxy up part, and then the lower part, she looks like she's playing Minecraft.
Yeah, I agree, but I do like it. But it's just like, I think this would have been better if this was like a royal blue.
I think it would have been better if it had been shorter.
That was going to be my next thing. If it was shorter, if the top wasn't so boxy, and for once the wig is in the right spot, but I think if it was a different color. If she would have brought out like the orange wig, she pulls out from time to time. If she would have brought that out with the blue dress, I think it would have been really cute. But I'm going to give this a C. I'm going to give it a C. So this week we're joined by Michelle Visage, Ross Matthews, and our extra special guest judge, Quinta Brunson.
That piece is piecing, baby.
Baby. Just call her Glenda. Toss.
Okay.
Toss. I can't have hair like that because y'all be sick of me. And I would just do it randomly. I'll be over there like, toss. You're like, Desmond, did you just... Toss. You remember when I had my locks? I was shaking them bitches everywhere.
Look, even when he didn't have hair for the longest time, he was still walking around. He'd forget and just, oh, wait, I'm just...
I still do that. You should see me at work. I'll turn really hard. And I'm like, now, Desmond, you ain't got no hair to be swinging. You ain't got no hair. You do it with those legs on your head. Oh, yeah, these terrible. I am terrible with these on. I can't wait for the day for someone to do Quinta on Snatch Game. And they better do it right because she got so many references.
Oh my gosh, look, and if you used to watch her during BuzzFeed days.
Oh, he got money. A large? Oh, my goodness. But yeah.
That was one of her first viral videos.
And one thing about the judges this season, they are so appropriately matched with the challenges, and they're giving critiques that are going to help them
relevant,
that are relevant, that they can benefit from to help them grow in the future. They've been doing a really good job with that this season, because sometimes we'll sit there and be like, why are you here for this challenge?
Right.
Like, what's going on?
You're a musician, right? Are you here during an acting challenge?
The only time I don't question it if it's the premiere. Because why is Christina Aguilera here for a design challenge? But it's Christina Aguilera. But when they do, that's why I kind of like that they do the talent shows or a girl group challenge at first. So if you do bring in a pop star, that makes sense. Like Katy Perry was there for the talent show. Well, for the first one. Nicki Minaj was there for the girl group challenge. So
that makes sense.
It just makes sense. So like the premiere episodes, I'm okay with, because as long as they're doing like talent shows or whatever they're doing now, you can have any of them there. So the category for this week is Nailed It.
Nailed it.
So if you were given the category Nailed It, what would Roxy St. James pull out of her closet?
I have no clue. Like, I really, really thought about that. Because, again, I knew you were going to ask. And I was like, nailed it. how literal do I want to be with this?
That part. And I'm like, what was on the paper? Was nailed it on the paper, or would it just say nails?
Right.
Because
it said nails.
I was of two minds.
Uh-huh.
My first one was biblical. I would have came dressed as Jesus with the holes in my wrist from where the nails were.
Sacrilege.
Very much so. Very much so.
Even you could have just been a stigmata.
Yeah.
And just dressed as the Pope and did that.
Nah, I would have dressed as Jesus. I'd have been
Black
Jesus. Black Jesus.
Jesus.
But the other one, my first thought was, the hair shows.
Right.
Because typically they're models, which is kind of like what Anya did. I'm like, oh, this would have been a fun chance to do a Baps-inspired look. Because, baby, they had them nails on. They had them nails on. Couldn't tell them nothing. But yeah, those were that's where my mind went as soon as I heard nailed it. I'm like, okay, I can either go biblical or go Baps.
Right. Because, other than that, mine would have just been, a very niche, which would have been, me dressing up like Fern Calloway from Campaign 3. Mm-hmm. Because she's got long... She has one hand that's got really long
a witch did
nails.
pop in my head at one point. I'm like, ooh, a witch with the creepy long nails.
Right.
I'm like, if I'm good, but then again, I can imagine that I wouldn't go with that because I'm like, oh, a witch with long nails. I bet somebody's gonna do that. And as you saw, no one did.
The reason why I was like, yeah, mine would have been very niche because I would have did like Fern with the long nails or something, or really, really niche and been like fresh cut grass and made the Screw Me reference. Look, if you don't watch any other one, you have to watch like episode 52 to 56 on Campaign 3 when Christian Navarro and Brian Iyengar are there.
Excuse me.
And Christian Navarro's character, I forgot what show Christian Navarro was on. I think he was on like 13 Reasons or something like that. But Christian Navarro played a character named Frida, and Fresh Cut Grass, as you know, was an aormaton, and Christian Navarro played an aormaton, and at some point in time they decided they wanted to be a couple, and so the night before they go to Isilra, or whatever continent they went to, it wasn't Isilra, I know. Don't come for me, I know it wasn't Isilra. Isocross. But before they go to the Savalier Wood, Abria's character's like, oh, these walls are thin, we gotta see what they're doing. And freaking Sam goes, oh, I have a screw loose. Could you screw this nail in for me really quick? And so Frida goes, screw, and he was like, you screwed me. I was like, oh my God, Sam! So yeah, very niche. Very specific.
Very niche. But let's get into these looks. Up first, we had Acacia Forgot. This is her outfit. And these are her nails. Because, this is a nail category. So I got the nails as well. So what did you think of her outfit and her nails? And what's your score?
Excuse me. Swiss Army knife nails. Cute. It was very, very cute. I like the outfit. Love the green. Giving very wicked in this moment. I give this a B.
So when she walked out, that little piece on her chest right there looked like something else to me. And I'm like, is she dressed as a Yahtzee? So that threw me off, and I was like, okay, no, it's not. But my brain could not get Yahtzee out of my head, and I'm like, oh,
especially with all of the controversy concerning the yuckle face we got.
Yeah, so once I finally got that out of my head, this was a decent look. It gets
Mm-hmm.
a B minus. Moving on to Susie 2, giving some Iron Maiden realness.
Yes.
I thought this was so smart. I thought this was so creative.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites of the week. This gets an A for me.
I really wish she would have. I mean, I understand she was backwards, and so like walking the runway backwards would have been a problem. Because other than that, I'd have been like, hey, let me walk out in this Iron Maiden really quick, get to the center, then take it off and turn and see, look it, here we go. And I don't know why she thought it was fictional. You know how many Iron Maidens we've seen on TV? Get your facts right, Susie. Get your facts right. Other than that, I give it an A too. It was one of my favorites as well.
Moving on to Lexi Love. Here's her outfit, and here's her hand-painted sheer nails.
So this is another one I saw on TikTok. The artist that was like, I made her sheer nails for. So I've seen them like up close, and like the other hands to snap out of it. The outfit could use some work because I'm pretty sure she was trying to go for like the Bob Mackie vibes, but
yeah.
But you know, Bob Mackie was a glitter and feather type person, so
Yeah.
I think that would have went a little bit better than the outfit she has on. But you know what they say: if you got it, flaunt it, and they got it, and I don't. So, other than that, I give this a B minus.
I give this a B plus. The outfit alone is a C, but the nails, the details that are with them, they are so gorgeous. And since this is a nail category, I'm like, I'm gonna bump it up to a B plus because it's a decent look with amazing nails.
That part.
Amazing nails. Up next, we have Sam Starr giving us, plastic surgeon realness. We've seen this from her own drag mother multiple times. This is, how Michelle's tired of seeing Marie Antoinette. I'm tired of seeing plastic surgery. It is a well put together look though, so it still gets a B. But I'm just kind of over the whole plastic surgery of it all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's just something we're never gonna get away from. I give it a B plus. Like I liked it. Could have been a little bit better based off the nails. It's kind of, you just glued some syringes to your fingers. That's about it.
Yeah. So moving onwards to Lana Geray. Here is Lana Geray and her nails. What did you think?
Look, the skin is popping. I'm not gonna deny that. I really wish it wasn't the index finger. Wish it could have been the middle finger. I think the middle finger would have made more of an impact. The nails get the nails get an A minus. The outfit gets an A. Nope. I'm gonna switch that up. Nails get an A. Outfit gets an A minus. There we go.
So you're giving it an A.
Yeah.
Okay. I really enjoyed this look. The nails are beautiful. I'm going to give this an A minus. It is just so stunning. And it looks so good on her skin. So good.
And don't at me about the water. I understand. It's Walmart brand. I bought it before we were boycotting
Walmart. See, ever since I got me a good old Brita filter, I can't tell you the last time I bought a bottle of water.
Well, I used to get water delivered, and then...
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And, huh?
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I used to get water delivered, and then, I wasn't finishing the bottles that quickly, and I would have, like, 20 bottles on my patio. That I wasn't getting through, and I would cancel like every month, and then they were still charging me $37 a month. And I'm like, you're charging me $37 a month for something that I'm not getting delivered, for a machine that I've had for the last 2.5 years that should be paid off by now. And then when I stopped paying and they were like, yeah, we're just going to cancel your membership, they were trying to charge me $200 for the machine. And I'm like, I've paid for that machine like 3 times over by now. You guys have delivered water to me 5 times in the last 2 years because I get 5 bottles delivered, and by the time you guys are coming around to deliver to me again, I've maybe finished 1 because it's just me. It's not me and anybody else. I have all of these bottles on my patio. My landlords and the managers are getting on me because they're like, yeah, you gotta find something to do with those.
Mm-hmm. So moving on to Corey King. What did you think of Corey and the French tips?
The outfit was a C, and the nails were kind of basic. Like, my thing is, babe, it's supposed to be, you know, a challenge about nails, and you went, I'm going to do basic French, and thought that was going to be impactful. So I give it a C. I'm pretty sure I said that, but yeah, I give it a C.
For me, I like it because of the basicness of it all. Because everybody else went over the top. But guess what? We're always going to remember Corey for doing the basic French tips. I thought it would have been cute if the French tips would have been striped to go with the mimeness. I think that would have took it over the next level. The outfit,
I think they would have been better if they wouldn't have been squared. If they'd have been like almond or coffin, I'd have been like, yes.
Yeah. But the outfit is okay. I wanted a little bit more. So overall, I'm going to give this a solid B. Moving on to Crystal Envy, giving us some werewolf realness. She had this bodysuit, hair, nails on her hands and feet. I'm like, okay, we're doing nails everywhere. I thought this was cute. I thought this was creative. My only thing is, if you're going to do this, neck up needs to match. Because it kind of takes you out of the illusion of werewolf. So either incorporate some of the fur onto your face or just a flat out mask would have worked for me. So overall, I'm going to have to give this a B.
I'm going to agree with your B.
Moving onwards to Jules Sparkles. What did you think of Jules and her sparkles?
First thing that popped in my head was like Edward Scissorhands.
And I'm glad the judges said that during the runway. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm seeing that too.
Right. I just wish it had actually been scissor hands. And if that would have came to mind, that would have been something I would have did, was just make my fingers look like some scissors. Or Edward. It would have been either Edward Scissorhands or how come I can't remember? Freddy Krueger.
Got you.
Freddy Krueger nails, knives for nails. Ooh, somebody could have did Wolverine. Ooh,
that was the joke. I think Quinta did. If RuPaul ran Marvel, this would be Wolverine.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god. This gets an A from me. This gets an A+. This was gorgeous.
An A+, the first one of the episode, because we Can't have very many. For me, this gets more of an A minus. I love this so much. I just wish there was more on the bottom half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love me a good thigh high, but like if the hands that are going around her waist like made made the illusion of a skirt, I think that would have just took it to that next level for me. So up next we have Lydia Butthole Collins. This was fine.
This was serviceable.
It was the assignment. B.
Yeah, pretty much B.
Moving on to Arietti. What did you think of Arietti and her nails?
It's a bodysuit with nails on it. Then a lot of them were bodysuits with nails on them. I'm gonna give this a B.
I'm gonna give this a B plus because the outfit alone would have got like a C minus, but these nails, my God, upon today, I need one in every color. Okay, these are beautiful. So,
I didn't think about it. I could put on my plastic tiara nails. I paid $50 for. I got swindled big time at Plastic Tiara's booth. Big time.
Up next, we have Anya Nerve.
Yes, giving you hair show realness.
A plus. This was everything, Anya.
With the attitude to go with it.
Oh, she's always gonna bring it. The attitude that you need for the runway, she gonna bring it.
The shoes, the outfit, everything matches. She has had the best package so far, honestly.
So, who had your favorite look this week, and why was it On Your Nerve?
Because it's on your nerve, and she gonna do just that. Get on your nerve.
Whew. So, I've already discussed how I would have done this. There would have been 6 people lip syncing. So I'm not gonna go over that again. But there would have been 6 queens lip syncing this week. But the way RuPaul did it, we had 7 queens up here. In the top, we had Lexi, Sam, Jules, and Anya. In the bottom, we had Arietti, Crystal, and Lana Jarre. Why is Lexi in the top? Even when the judges tried to justify her getting praise, I'm like, what?
I guess because they just needed to have a filler queen.
I honestly don't know. But even in Untucked, Lexi was like, I was not expecting that. I was expecting to be read down.
Right.
So, yeah, that was the only... The rest I can see. But but Lexi getting praised, I was like, oh, no.
Confusion.
So On Your Nerve won the challenge, which I agree 100%.
Same.
And our bottom 2 was Lana Jarre and Crystal Envy. I'm only agreeing because it was 2 of the 6 that I would have had up there. And they lip synced to Hands to Myself by Selena Gomez. First of all, whoever paired the nail runway with Hands to Myself by Selena Gomez, give them a raise. Give them a raise. Oh my God, I love it. I wish the songs matched the runways just a little bit more. Kind of like, what was it, Belgique we reviewed, where the runway was like rain or something to do with the weather, and the lip sync song was Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. I'm like, whoever put these 2 together, give them a big fat raise. God. But yeah, Hands to Myself, Crystal versus Lana. What did you think of this lip sync?
I really don't feel like either one of them gave enough.
Honestly, they both did just fine, in my opinion. Like, I needed more from both of them.
Yeah.
And I want to give Crystal props because she was trying to give us more, but sometimes it didn't really fit the song. And then there was times where, oh, this part right here. When Lana stood in front of Crystal, and then Crystal went under her legs, she got a confession. What are you doing? This ain't a duet. Ho, you just stood in front of her.
Right.
So, yeah, you made it a duet by blocking the judges. Now, they finna see me. Hold on. Can't keep my hands to myself. And then want to get in the confessional. Bitch, this ain't no duo, bitch. You should have jumped. You should have stood in front of her. I was very confused by this. But one thing that I hate about this lip sync song is when this song first came out. This was before me and you were really good friends. I used to drive people crazy with just that little part at the end. I mean, I could, but why would I want to? I used to just say that randomly throughout the day to everybody. Just walking around my apartment, my old apartment. And I'm like, I mean, I could, but why would I want to? While I'm cooking, while I'm showering. And I've caught myself since Friday just randomly going, I mean, I could, but why would I want to? I'm like, I finally kicked the habit, RuPaul, and then you reintroduced this song into my life. But yeah, when Lana lost the wig, this leg, when she stuck that leg up, I'm like, that's a nasty leg. That's a nasty leg. I loved it. But when she went for that dip, I believe what it was, and lost her wig, I'm like, she finna go home.
I thought so too.
I wanted to give her props for putting the wig back on, because a lot of queens just be like, you know what, it fell off, whatever. But she's like, oh, no, hold on. Let me put that right on back on. I love when Corey said, yeah, you didn't see this fall off. No, you didn't. You didn't. Hold on. No, you didn't. You didn't see nothing fall off here. No, ma'am. But yeah, I was really shocked, because after the lip sync, RuPaul stated that Lana Del Rey was staying in the competition. I was confused. And Crystal's going home. Yeah, I'm confused by this. Because Crystal has been doing well in the challenge, and she did okay in the lip sync. Then you have someone who's been struggling through the challenge and did in the lip sync. So, I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure if RuPaul's trying to give a redemption story for Crystal. So, like, she can come back for All Stars versus the World, whatever, and be like,
Right.
But out of all these queens here, if anyone's going to be like the Jan, the Monet Exchange, the Mo Hart, and come immediately back, I can see Crystal immediately coming back. So, she wrote her message on the mirror, and the queens danced the night away like they didn't just crush that girl's dreams. And we find out next week. Forever the Musical. It is the Wicked Wiz of Oz. I'm so excited for this. Anybody who knows me knows how much of a fan I am of The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz. And recently, I've been a fan of the music of Wicked, but I've never seen the actual production until the movie. So now it's like combining my three loves of the world of Oz. And I'm excited to see what they're going to pick up from each one of the stories. See what songs they're going to reference. Like, I know they're going to reference Defying Gravity. I know they're going to reference Defying Gravity. But which of the million songs in The Wiz are they going to reference? Because there's a lot of songs in The Wiz.
Oh, yeah. So there are still people doing deep dives on those songs.
Like, just when they get to the Emerald City alone, there's like 5 songs. Like, back to back to back to back. And I live for each one. Don't get me wrong.
Green.
Don't get me wrong. I live for each one. But it's just like, there's a lot of music you can reference. So I'm excited for the Wicked Wiz of Oz. And if there's any musical I want to do, I haven't even seen it yet. But if I want to do this one so bad, I'll be so mad. I'm so mad. I'm like, can I be a backup dancer for this? I know y'all shot it last year, but can we go back in time? Let me go to LA and just be in the background, a background dancer. I would just be happy and doing the ooh ahs in the background. Ooh ah. Be the happiest person in the world. I'm telling you, if I was to ever get on the Broadway, I would not be mad if I'm just part of the ensemble. Baby, you'll be looking back there and I'm just having a great time. Shoot, having a great time back there. Ooh and ah.
On this island.
Shoot, having a great time with my oohs and my ahs, alright?
Mm-hmm.
But honey, that's all I got. Is there anything else you want to add to this episode?
Nope.
Alright, well, I think we should wrap this thing on up. Where can they find you on social medias?
You can find me. Oh, speaking of grandes. Nope, that's Adam Lambert.
Oh yeah, Adam Lambert's going to be the extra special guest judge next week.
Adam Lambert. So you can find me at Creature Guild. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, mama. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.